Um, what's this thing?
Did you forget the name of our podcast?
I might have for a brief second. I'm not too sure. It's been a long day, so forgive me. This is straight after gym and work. So, but yes, guys, welcome to episode 5. 5?
You're
right?
that
no,
tired.
6.
You're that tired.
Is it 6?
Yeah, well, number 6.
Episode
now.
6. Welcome to episode 6 of Meet in the Middle podcast. The middle ground for all things anime, culture, whatever. And yeah, man, we're back with another week. Me and my sister,
STEFFY MILANO.
Yeah. So how have you been this week? Asking like we don't live in the same house.
I don't know why you keep asking like that.
Nah.
Honestly speaking, I've been a bit low, but I've been okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like I feel like my energy might not be 100 today.
It's fine.
I mean, I felt like it wasn't 100 last time either, but I feel like this time I'm not sure.
You're super dead.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
I've also had a long day. Both me and myself and Adi both work a 9 to 5 as well as obviously doing the podcast. So sometimes it does get to us, but yeah, like can't let you guys down. We definitely need to be, consistent with this.
But if you lot just keep going on every platform, Amazon and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and YouTube, eventually we'll get to a place where we don't have to work. So this is all on you realistically. The more you guys come
You
through.
mean you don't have to do the 9 to 5?
I don't have to do 9 to 5 part, yes.
I think I'll still
get rid
do
of
it.
that.
I think I'll still do my 9 to 5 regardless.
I'm trying to incentivize subscribers.
But yes,
What do you mean?
but I feel like they should subscribe because they like the content. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Look, I hope you lot.
Help me.
Okay, I guess we know why Audie wants y'all to follow us. But no, for me, it's more so I want you guys to really like the content that we're putting out here. Obviously, it's not easy trying to obviously every week come out and talk and speak and whatever. And
Especially
also,
when English isn't your first language, it can be tricky.
okay, so we're not gonna do that because we're not here to come and cuss me. Yeah, I think you've made this a thing.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. I've realized it. You're taking me for your punching bag. You need to learn respect.
In my defense, I take everybody for a punching bag to an extent.
Okay, but I'm your older sister.
Again, equal opportunity.
No, we're not gonna do that.
I don't discriminate.
Not discriminate here.
No.
No, yeah, discriminate.
Man and woman, same level. Come on.
Okay. End of conversation. We will revisit this in private. We will revisit this in private. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh God, guys, I'm actually really tired. I need time off.
Have you got up to anything exciting this weekend? Anything that, at least gave you a bit of relaxation, a bit of loose
You
time?
were with me, Adi. We went for a barbecue.
You're right, it's true, I forgot. It's that kind of day.
I don't understand.
Don't mind me. I'm here and I'm here, but I'm not here, but I'm here.
You need a holiday. You need to
I know,
go.
but I'm going on holiday though. I'm going Greece next week.
Ooh, next week.
Yeah, it's next week.
I didn't know it was this soon.
Yeah, I fly out Thursday.
Next week, Thursday. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that you're going to enjoy. Do you know where in Greece you're going?
Rhodes.
Oh, okay. Never heard of Rhodes.
It's one of the islands.
Oh, okay. I only know Mykonos, Crete, Santorini, and I must know more than that. Okay, no, I don't.
Nah. Those are the bait ones. We're going to a bit more relaxed.
Okay.
Oh. But yeah, it'll be a good vibe. I'm not going by myself, by the way. I'm going with my girlfriend. So yeah.
Oh, that should be fun. How many days are you going for?
5 nights, I think.
5 nights.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 nights.
he had to
I had to count it real quick in my head. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Nah, we're going 5 nights. We're gonna go disappear for a little bit. So I need the break to.
Do you know when you
reset
get a
my mind.
holiday? Like, do you usually do hotels, apartments, or villas?
We love all inclusive, and so do I. I like all inclusive. So does she.
I like an all-inclusive. I just never get one that's on the same page as me.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Like, I've never really... Every time I booked one, first of all, I do it last minute, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Secondly, I can't get an all-inclusive package that makes financial sense. That makes sense, yeah.
What are you looking for? Because for me, I'm not going to lie. As long as... Obviously, I'm staying where I'm staying, obviously. Food... all round, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm not about this whole I'll give you breakfast and then fend for yourself the rest of the day type stuff.
But that's all inclusive.
Some all inclusives will give you 1 meal, 2 meals. Like, it's not.
No, there's all inclusive. There's half board, and then there's like self catering, and then there's breakfast only.
I've seen some all inclusive where they'll put in at the end of it in asterisks to just let you know that this may not be included as part of it or whatever. Is
it asterisks or asterisks?
Asterisks. I don't know. One of the two.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's definitely not all inclusive. That means they cheated. They're not supposed to put all inclusive if it doesn't include the 3 meals.
That's fair enough. But is essentially it's got to include all of that and alcohol.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because again, I don't want to be spending money on drinks in another country where, it's too far. It's not like they're going to shag me. They'll charge me the same price as everyone else. But I'm not going to know where to go to, like, when I'm here. And I can be like, oh, so-and-so is doing £1 shots, £2 shots, or they've got a special night. I don't know all of that. So wherever I am, I'm just taking everything at face value. So I don't feel like spending that kind of money. So... as long as I get alcohol, food, stay, I'm not gonna lie, I do like a little gym, a little sauna, little pool situation. But yeah, as long as I got all of those, I'm sweet. I will not complain.
Let me not lie, like every time I see the drinks, the all-inclusive, I don't really... the hotel does not match. So I've never really seen one where it's all-inclusive, including alcoholic drinks, and the hotel was nice. Do you know what I mean?
That's a strange thing to not match up, to be fair. But yeah.
Because I always see more so like average hotels. And there are times when, I don't know, like for me personally, the bathroom is essential. It has to be
I'm with
top
you there.
notch.
Nah, I'm with you there. I won't lie to you.
So when
Nothing
I look...
worse than a dead bathroom.
Yeah, so when I go for, like, if I'm booking holidays, I have to book one that at least the hotel is making like sense. I really like a nice hotel.
Yeah, like this might sound bad, but any place that basically reminds me of my house.
What are you trying to say about your home?
My home's great, you know. Thanks, Mom. but it's like the bathrooms.
I've been the only child, but Mom,
the bathrooms have got to be levels. Like they've got to look nice. Like I like a nice looking bathroom that's like, ooh, I get to use this.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh,
ooh,
ooh. Now if you don't do ooh, then the bathroom's not nice. But now even the bedroom, there's certain aesthetics I like, and sometimes some of these all inclusive for the price that you're paying is like they decide to cheap out on the interior of like the rooms and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like the hotel outside, the lobby, the everything looks sweet.
Yeah.
And then you get to your room and you're like, "Raw, is it a hostel?" sort of situation. So it's just like, yeah, it's got to match up for me in that sense.
I hear that. Me personally, I literally just booked a holiday like yesterday because I looked at my year and how it's looking like, and I said, no, I need to book a holiday ASAP.
Now, before you have to,
it's
be an
too.
adult.
No, what do you mean be an adult? I'm an adult every day of my life.
Nah, but I mean as in like proper, as in I gotta put this and this aside. No fun, no this, no that.
More so like I know I've got a busy year ahead and I've got quite a lot of things to do. So, but I know that I need a break as well, and to afford a nice break is always better to like do it early and on time, and then obviously budget appropriately. But yeah, so I just booked mine, and I'm planning on hopefully going sometime maybe in June, July. I don't want to say when. Y'all will see. I don't want to say when.
Acting like one celeb as if people are going to come and book holiday at the same time as you or something.
Not necessarily, because I've already booked mine, and I'm not a celebrity, obviously, but I'm just saying I don't want to. It's not everything I want to be putting out there, but you guys will see eventually where I'm going. And well, actually not where I'm going, when I'm going. Where I'm going, I don't mind disclosing it because I've been there before. I'm actually going back. I'm going back to Portugal.
No festival this time though.
No festival. So last time I went to Portugal, I went for the Afro Nation 2019, which was the first Afro Nation festival.
At this point, isn't it the only one? Because I swear all the rest they've tried to do didn't bang. One was because of COVID, and then other factors. They've done more. In Portugal?
Yeah. They did it last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo,
I feel like the hype was not as like 2019 hype was. I didn't hear, there was no person that was not talking about it on the 2019 hype. But I think last year, but to be fair, I feel like I stopped going on social media. I didn't know what was going on with the world realistically.
I'm going to assume that's the case.
So I don't know if that's the reason why I missed that. I didn't know about it, or I didn't see people talking about it. Even when I went on YouTube, I wasn't seeing like Afro Nation clips. Like, I don't know, but I remember 2019, oh God, like if you went on your phone and you're not going, you just want to close your phone.
I was sick as a dog. Oh, that hurt my damn feelings. And I'm there working in front of the hot grills at Nando's. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking like, this is not the heat I want. I want Portuguese heat, man. I'm there doing Portuguese because Nando's is Portuguese, isn't it, I swear?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm there doing Portuguese chicken instead of the Portuguese.
I think.
Yeah, it is. Instead of doing Portuguese city vibes, whatever, like, it was a hard watch. The only thing I found solace in and I found entertaining was just watching, and this sounds really bad, I was just watching people's relationships implode. You know, different clips and videos coming out of people doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but you're bad.
What do you mean?
Because that's you laughing on people's downfall.
Self-inflicted downfall, to be fair.
How do people lose relationship? What were you doing that you're losing relationship on holiday?
You're doing, my friend likes this guy. Now that friend has been invited to his AP with his boys. She's a girl by herself, so logically she don't want to go by herself to the AP. Now she's dragged 3 of her other friends, 1 or 2 of which may have a man, and said, can you guys come with me? I don't want to go by myself to his apartment. His friends are there. Drink. We're in Portugal. You think no one knows, no one will see. Story. You don't even realize when cameras are up because you're waved. And then before you know it, you're caught on camera doing something you're not supposed to be doing.
I feel like you're describing something you saw on Twitter.
Partly Twitter, partly Snapchat, partly everywhere. Like, people are just coming to me with it. Like, I'll be at work chilling, someone's be like, have you seen this clip again? Have you seen this one? It's like, it was just different ones.
You know what's so funny, yeah? Because when I was at the festival, I didn't notice any passer because everyone seemed so friendly. It felt like a feel-good vibe. Everyone was just being nice. You don't need to know anyone. You just have to go and just smile and say hi because everybody was in that energy. Everyone had that same energy. And then when I came back, me and my friend were so shocked at like the clips that we kept seeing going around. Like, some of them were dirty, yeah, and they were going all around Twitter and Snapchat, and I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. Like, we felt like we missed half the festival, honestly speaking.
Dirty as in?
Like, there was some dirty scenes.
Yeah, I've seen them ones too.
Like,
yeah, that was part of the relationship implosion. Like,
was that part of the? Yeah. I didn't see because I can be a bit of a prude and I can be like, I don't want to see that. Like, I do that all the time.
She's been described as frigid before.
Okay, so we're not gonna do that, and not necessarily not on our YouTube channel. In fact, I'm cutting this whole seat part out. You're mad. You want to come and embarrass me on this podcast? Okay, I'll watch. But yeah, nah. Sorry, what was I saying before I got rudely interrupted?
Mad scenes, crazy stuff, dirty scenes. You're sometimes a prude.
Yeah. But so I didn't really see it, but I did hear quite a lot just from the sounds of it. Plus, my friends kept telling me a lot, like the amount of things they kept seeing on social media. And then everyone was like, oh, if you went Afro Nation, then, you know, you did the most. But that was a lie, because not everyone was involved in all this whatever pasta that was going on, dirty scenes, whatever. Not everyone. I had a very great time. It was a good time to relax, enjoy, be with your friends. You're on the beach, you're partying in the beach, you're listening to Afro beats. Like it was a nice time. And then obviously the artists that came through as well they were really good artists. So I felt like it was good. I got to see quite a lot of artists in one space.
Yeah.
As well. So for me, it was like a good experience all around. I had a fantastic time. So me and my friend decided to go this time around, but obviously without no festival, just because it was an enjoyable area where the festival was held, and it was by the beach, and the beach was nice, and it had some activities that we didn't really get to do when we went the first time around. So there's quite a few things that obviously we can now do. Do you know what I mean?
What are you trying to do in Portimao?
Like water sports.
Water sports?
Yeah, I want to do that thing. Yeah, it looks like an obstacle on water. Why are you looking at me like that?
You?
Yes, me.
You?
Me. Do you know why? Because I have an amazing friend. Yeah,
Hello.
and she's the same friend she's the same friend I'm going with on holiday, and she taught me how to swim the last time we went on holiday, because last year we went to Greece. Yeah, so she taught me how to move my arms around the swimming pool, and I was able to float.
So you learned to swim at the big age of, what was it?
No, I'm not going to help you. You think I'll help you to insult me on this podcast?
So it was in your third decade of life you learned to swim.
Anyway, so I went to Greece last year, and I learned how to swim properly and float. But I'm still like on the learning stage. I'm still not perfect. I'm still trying. So I feel like I want to try more. I want to do more. And I feel like this opportunity this is a great opportunity for me to do so. So yeah, I can't wait. And water sports, I think they had like some caves as well, like
Are they gonna could your friend record this, or could somebody who's there record this? Because I want to see you doing the water sports. I won't lie.
I can ask.
I know. Have you ever watched Total Wipeout?
No.
Oh, I wish you've watched Total Wipeout. But it's essentially kind of like imagine Takashi's Castle only on water the entire time, with different courses and stuff. Yeah. Imagine that. That's what I foresee your water sports looking like.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. For those who don't know, my sister's not very athletic.
So that's a lie.
Excuse me?
I am actually quite athletic. I've just not been doing any athletics in my recent years.
Your legs hurt when you walk.
Not anymore. I've been walking again. It's when I stop walking, because I work from home. Everything I do is in this house, so I don't really need to move around. And because of that, you know, sometimes I find myself, when I do step out of my house to just go to the shop,
your legs start itching.
have my legs and my thighs start itching. I don't know what it is, but my thighs start itching and all that kind of stuff. I've got a lot of thighs. Okay, I got a lot of thighs.
Let's not blame it on a lot of thighs.
But that's not the point. When I say I got a lot of thighs, plus I didn't work out, so obviously, plus I haven't walked in a while, so obviously it comes with the itchiness, dummy. And yeah, so to say that I'm not athletic. Are you alright?
You used to be athletic, maybe. How old are you?
And I'm competitive as well.
You were athletic like 12 years ago, maybe. I say.
Wow.
14 years ago, I'd say.
Nope, I wouldn't say that.
Did you play sports at uni?
No, I didn't play sports at uni.
Did you play sports at college?
But I did go to gym. There was one time I was going gym hardcore for a bit. And I don't know if that's even called athleticism. If that's even the right word.
Not.
Yeah, but I'm still very competitive. Like if I wanna run, I'll run. If I wanna do something, I'll do something. If I wanna play properly, I'll play properly whatever sports I need to play. So don't underestimate me, okay? But yeah, I'm just looking forward to relaxing because I need a break. I need a break today. Forget even whenever. I need it today. But what can we do?
Awesome.
You know, but it's nice though. I'm happy for you. You're going to Greece.
Yeah. I didn't know. I only just realized that you've got your birth year on your beanie. You know. I only just clocked it. And what hoodie are you wearing?
What the stallion?
I was trying to give you the alley-oop, man. That's not just Meg the Stallion. That's Meg the Stallion Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Meg the Stallion and Crunchyroll. The one that they did, the collab they did. I'm wearing. I thought you were trying to get at me for my age. Sorry,
No.
that's why I was a bit.
Stop being so tentative.
Next time, stop. And you two,
What's
stop
happened?
trying me all the time.
The comments have got to you, haven't they?
They haven't really gotten to me, but it's just the fact that you try me all the time. So I'm having to question what are your intentions with your comments. Do you know what I mean?
Brother, why would I do anything to hurt you? Like,
you see how you just went, how would I do anything? You like that high pitch.
I didn't do that.
That's the reason why, because you know you're lying.
I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
I'm just stretching my vocal cords. You know, I'm testing my range. You know, we can do Barry White, and then we can, I don't know what you're on about.
I never trust that. I don't trust that. Never trusted it. Every time I hear that, I know that you're lying.
You're athletic.
You're bald head.
Big yash.
Whatever. It's so immature, man. Grow
Says
up.
the one you started.
Well, imagine that we have a podcast and this is how immature my brother is. By the way, you might not see us next week. This is just a warning. Remember when we told you that if we are fighting, you might not see us. Might be next week.
And if we're fighting, it's because, Steffi turned soft and eventually decided she couldn't take it no more. I lie.
Is it that you don't have anything to say on this podcast today? That you're just coming for me?
Nah.
No. I think that's the problem. That's what it is.
You started. Well, you didn't.
No,
start
I did not start it because I never started. You always start at me. Start. But
I can't help it. It's my default setting. Like
No.
I told you, this is my revenge. This is the only thing I've got left because I can't do nothing else.
But it's not funny. I think sometimes change it up a bit. Do you know what I mean? Tell me something different because it's boring.
You look nice today.
Oh, thank you. Suspect.
You look nice today. From
You
now
too.
on, yeah, I don't know what I do.
Anyways, what else is new with you?
I started a new anime.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not too deep in, to be fair. I'm only like 10 episodes in. I'm not sure how
Wait, is it
long
the one
it
I
is.
watched that you was watching yesterday?
Last night when you went past me? Yeah. So it's Hachime no Ippo. I only decided to watch it because what's this thing? There was I knew about the anime influences that were in Creed 3 because some of them were from animes that I've watched, but I'd heard a lot that there were some things that were kind of inspired by Hajime no Ippo. So I thought, why not give it a go and see what it's like.
I've never watched it. I don't even know much about it.
It's a boxing anime, but I never...
Oh, it's a boxing anime?
Yeah, I never
I don't know
thought
why I
I
thought
would
it was
enjoy it so much. No.
I thought it was football all this time.
It's boxing, but I never thought I'd actually enjoy it as much as I do. It's actually quite good.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it has the very stereotypical anime trope of, every anime main character, for some reason, their father disappears. Anime's got a lot of absent fathers, you know.
Right.
No, dead serious. Just go through the list.
I'm thinking about them in my head, and I believe you're right.
Luffy, Pops is doing up Revolution Army. Minato died on Naruto.
Yeah.
Hajime no Ippo, obviously him is so I was about to say that anime name. His name is Ippo. I can't pronounce his last name, but no Pops there. Goku is notoriously known for being absent in Gohan's life,
as well as he's an orphan. So
and then he's an orphan himself as well. I mean, Kakashi had his dad up until a certain age, but then, you know, obviously what happened to him. Who else? Top of my brain.
Let's just say we got quite a few.
There are a lot of absent fathers across anime.
Yeah.
It's a thing. All their dads went out for milk and never came back.
Is that a saying?
That's what they say about black dads.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Look at how we relate to anime.
You know what I'm saying? On all levels.
But yeah, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the what's it called? The picture, the thumbnail.
Yeah, let's call it the thumbnail. Yeah,
let's call it the thumbnail. Yeah. The thumbnail on Netflix, but I didn't really think of even watching it.
Why did you think it was football though? Like, he's wearing boxing gloves.
I didn't even look at it properly. You know, when I just saw something, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't look at it properly. Like, I didn't even check it out. And then obviously, now that you said it, now I know it's a boxing one. But I hope it's not like Baki per se. Nah.
Furthest thing from Baki. So this it's a realistic approach to it more than anything.
Okay.
I have no idea if the techniques that they list are actual proper techniques in real life.
Because you don't really watch
Some
boxing.
are techniques in real life that I know I can tell, like your standard, you know, your jabs, your uppercuts, but when I'm hearing stuff about the flicker jab and all these other weird stuff, it's like, oh, okay. I don't know if these are all necessarily real life techniques.
Why don't you mention them? And if you guys are watching on our YouTube or any other platform where you can comment down below, then you could tell us if those are actually real moves. So
I know the flicker jab, that's the only one that pops into my brain, to be fair. But if you can tell, because even just the flicker jab, the sound of it and just what I actually watched in the anime, I'm thinking, surely that's not a real thing, is it?
You can't tell.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Again,
mention.
You lot tell me, I'll do my Googles and see what comes up as well. But yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But the anime itself is based in realism in a sense. Like, you ain't about to be having no superpower, nothing. Like, it really is just technique. And I think, and for those who haven't watched Creed 3, I'm tired of you anyways, but for those who haven't watched anyways, I think the approach, the way Michael B. Jordan's character, Adonis Creed, was kind of slowing down a lot during that first initial fight with Tony Belly, where he's almost having those moments.
Again, I haven't watched it, so please do not spoil.
I'm not spoiling too much. I'm not going to tell you who won or anything, and it's the first fight in the movie anyways, but in those moments where he's kind of slowing down, being able to observe, take his opponent's actions in and kind of figure out, like, okay, I can see where these openings are, and I think maybe that's part of where Ippo's influence probably kicks in from.
Oh, okay.
I need to watch more of the anime, obviously, to see what else. I'm sure there's probably fight scenes or punches that were specially taken from it, I'm sure.
I think you might need to watch the anime and then come back and watch Creed 3 again. Just so then maybe you can actually point out. Again, yeah. Because that's how it would work for me as well. Like, for me to figure those things a little, because you wouldn't have identified them the first time around watching them. So I'm guessing that if you go back, you definitely. Yeah, is it still in cinemas? I don't know. Actually, I would hope so, but I don't know. I haven't. I'll have to check. If it still is, I might just go in myself and go watch it. Because yes, I go to the cinema by myself sometimes. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with even having dinner by yourself. There was a time I used to think that was sad, you know, but now I just think, like, you're just enjoying yourself. It's your own company, man. Yeah. Just I don't know why you think it's sad. I think it's okay. Mm-hmm. It's almost part of that self-care to an extent. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. And realistically, even if you go to the cinema with your friends,
I'm not trying to talk to my friends or whoever I'm with, really. Unless obviously it's a Marvel movie, and then sometimes I might just be giving you the whole like, hey, so this part is, happened in the comic and da. But aside from that rundown, occasionally, aside from that, I'm not trying to talk in a movie anyways. I'm super silent. I'm locked into it. That's why I never took to using cinema as like, how some people use it as like a date thing, like on a first date. I think that's pointless. Unless you're going to dinner before the cinema, where you're getting, sociable, you're drinking, you're talking, you're doing all of that business. Unless you're doing all of that, it don't make no sense. You're better off just...
I think it's a bit weird if you haven't identified that cinema is not really a good place for a first date.
There are some people that haven't. This is for them.
Unless you are a kid or like a teenager, I just feel like it's not the best. For as an adult, I just think it's a bit weird because what are you talking about? Nothing. What are you finding out about the person that you're dating? Nothing. So it doesn't really make sense anyways, personally. Unless you have something like you said, like you have a prior appointment or something later. Yeah,
the cinema is your side. If this is Nando's, the cinema is your garlic bread.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's your chips, it's your rice. Aside from what's the thing, Ajimeno, I can't pronounce this bloody thing. I'm just gonna call it Ipo from now on, yeah, because I'm just calling it brother's name. But yeah, aside from Ipo, what's the anime wise, what's caught my interest recently? Do you know about the One Piece live action?
No.
Okay, so there's a live action series that they're currently, I think they've already fully cast anyways. I think they've probably already filmed parts of it, I'm sure.
Live action One Piece though?
It's a live action series. It's not gonna have the same sort of timeline as the anime, obviously.
It's not even the timeline. I can't even picture it as a live action. Like I'm trying, but I can't.
It's part of the problem with live actions, but I'm gonna get to that. But there was, first of all, rumors came out that there was a screening of it that wasn't received well by non-fans, and they were confused by the story and they weren't really feeling it. But then I believe, and let me not get his name wrong, because he doesn't deserve to get his name wrong. Oh, it would be, and he's disappeared. Well, he's gonna get his name wrong then, unfortunately. What? I think his name's Roger Base on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
It's like a massive page. He's literally just dedicated to everything One Piece. He's got like 122,000 followers. Like, it's a proper, everything One Piece is what he does and deals with. But he came out and debunked it.
I might follow you.
He came out and debunked it and essentially said like, the story isn't necessarily true, yada, yada, yada. But I think the bigger conversation is, why do live actions all tend to go so wrong?
So you've never watched a live action that you said, oh, they really captured it. This is exactly like the anime.
I mean, sometimes they'll have moments. Okay, the best thing so far for me is Bleach's live action, but it wasn't even the entirety of it. There were moments of it that felt really good, and then there were moments where it felt like I'm watching something that's fan-made. Okay. Which is the problem with the live actions for me, is because I feel like the animes are so grandiose, they're just so big, they do so much, to where it's like, how are you going to do this in live action?
I feel like in animation, it's easier to capture what you're trying to capture, and it's easier to like be creative with whatever you're trying to capture. Whilst in live action, in reality, you can't be as creative with it. So, no matter how much CGC or whatever you're trying to put into.
That's a CGC,
Is it CGC? What's it called?
CGI.
CGI. Do you know what? That's a system. That's a work system. My bad. Forget what I say. But CGI, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like, it still does not look, it will never look realistic. Whereas in animation, it's okay. Like, it's fine. It doesn't, it's not about realism. It's more about how well you draw it.
So
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And if it's well animated.
Yeah. So I feel like it's that's the reason why anime is loved, because you can capture so much and be so creative with it, but you can't really do, and that's obviously what you cannot do with a live action. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I brought up the point, so I do agree with you. But then sometimes I then think to myself, like, so how come you get stuff like Marvel that can take things that are from comics? Obviously, they don't originate from TV shows per se, but they do have their own little animated shows which they have different renditions of, or whatever. But why is it that they're able to take stuff that looks so big and have all these different visual effects and whatever? How is it that they're able to take it, make it feel like it's
like a bit more realistic?
Yeah, and allow you to really like delve into it and get deep. Whereas with the anime, it just doesn't seem to ever hit. It always, a lot of the times for me, just feels fan made, cheaper, like just cheaply done, or it just doesn't hit the same. It's not giving me the same thing.
I think it might be also like casting. Also, like anime characters look unrealistic.
Anime characters look European but are supposed to be Japanese, but that's another conversation.
No,
maybe.
but forget the looking Western thing. Yeah, they have purple hair, orange hair, red hair. Like when I say red hair, I mean red hair. And then they got purple hair, blue hair. Like they got different type of color hair. Then they got the big eyes. So when you're thinking of like the comic books versus anime or manga, you know, the way that like comic books are drawn are a bit more, they're different and a little bit more detailed in my experience, in my opinion, when it comes to the drawing art, whilst anime is a little bit more, can I say fluid? Would that be the right term? I don't know if I'm describing it, even if I'm making any sense to you.
Why do you think Marvel's or DC or whatever have more detailed comics than manga?
Well, not detailed. Like when I say not detailed, because manga, I feel like manga and even animation, I feel like the locations are usually the most realistic ones. But when it comes to the character drawing, I feel like it's a bit off. It's not as realistic as opposed to the Marvel ones. Like if you look at the drawings of some of the comic books when it comes to Marvel or DC, it looks like a human being more so than the mangas and the anime.
You might have a point with that to an extent. I think
it's easier to create from that than it would be from like the animes. But then also I feel like I don't know why they fail so much at it, to be fair, because that's a really good point. I really didn't even think about Marvel or DC and how unrealistic some of the events are. I didn't even think of that. And now looking at it, but then even to be fair, live action fails not only in the fantasy spectrum of things, it also kind of fails within the realistic world thing. Like I wish you watched some of this stuff that I like, for example, Nana, for example. I don't know if anyone's watched this anime, but it's more like based in real life, so there's nothing unrealistic about it. Yeah. And they did a live action for it and I watched it, and the only thing I would say that I thought was more accurate than anything else was just the locations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Other than that, I wasn't really feeling the characters the way and I love Nana. I actually love Nana. But I wasn't really feeling the characters as much. And then Paradise Kiss also had a live action. And again, this is very much based in real life. It's more drama than anything else. And I could not see, the way I fell in love with the characters in the anime, I couldn't in the live action. Do you know what I mean? But it was more, for me, again, I think it's more the characters than anything.
Do you think it has anything to do with the history of comics versus the history of manga and anime? in terms of live action, because we didn't start live action when the MCU started with Iron Man 1. Like, you have examples of past versions of, I mean, there's the 90s Flash TV show, there's, you know, Christopher Reeve's Superman from back in the day. Like, there's so many examples of live action comic books
from early days.
Yeah.
So they've had time to master it. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, time to master it is one thing, but it's also a thing of, like, I think the audience has had time to get used to the idea of live action. We almost get excited at the idea of live action anime because it's like, wow, this is being turned into real people. Whereas I don't flinch when they tell me they're recasting Spider-Man and someone's playing him now. And
I also think the budget is different. The budget that people like for Marvel movies is to another level.
Marvel movies is one thing, but you ain't gonna tell me that, I don't know, DC's Legends of Tomorrow or Batwoman have that much of a budget compared to like a live action anime series or movie being dropped.
Are you sure about that?
It can't be that different, but someone let me know.
I think you should check it first. I think maybe look more into the budget of the live actions that you've seen over the years and compare it to the budget that Marvel or DC, you know, some of these ones, and see what it is. Because honestly speaking, I could really truly see it just by I know it's, for me, the differences mainly come from budget and the realism of it and the character designs. I think that's where our disappointment comes in. And it's obviously, we live in the real world. There's nobody that you're going to see with, like, you're not going to find most of the people looking like any anime character.
You're not going to find somebody with Goku's hair naturally.
No, you're not.
Without using a whole lot of hair gel.
Yeah, and looking a bit ridiculous.
Looked like Lil Uzi when he was on the carpet recently.
Also, like, even think about the hairstyles. Yeah. You see the hairstyles. Like, you know, when you see Ichigo's
get a wig,
hair.
though.
Yeah, but because it's the wig thing that gets to me. I don't really like the wig thing. So, like, for example, Ichigo's hair, for example, from Bleach, the main character from Bleach, his hair is orange and it's laid down but spiked out to an extent, right? In real life, that would look silly.
I won't lie, the live action, I like the guy who played Ichigo. He felt like Ichigo to me, and he looked like Ichigo to me.
Okay.
Personally, I enjoyed him. He was one of the highlights of it.
Of the actual.
The low light was Renji. Renji.
By the way, I haven't finished it and I can't even recall the characters like that when it comes to the Bleach live action. So my opinion here would be very blasé. Like, it's not even gonna matter.
Yeah. I was so disappointed in Renji's design. Like, whoever, the person who played him and everything, it just didn't look right. It was just like, I'd rather not. What's his name? Not Captain Hitsugaya. Captain Kuchiki, Byakuya, that's it. I couldn't remember his name to save my life. But him, I was a bit on his character. It wasn't too bad, the design or whatever, like how they played it. It wasn't too bad, it was alright. I think he gave the demeanor of Byakuya, so I was alright with it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind him as much. And then the person who played, what's Byakuya's sister's name? I can't remember her name. The girl who gave her past each. Why am I forgetting people's names right now?
And she, like, slightly quite important to the storyline.
I know. Rukia, that's it.
I knew it started with an R.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember her name to save my life. But
I wasn't gonna help you because you know me. I've already told everybody from the beginning I don't know names. So go on, continue.
Yeah. Now Rukia, I found her character somewhat believable to an extent. But again, she kind of failed to give me the Rukia vibe fully. So that was another one. I just think Ichigo was the highlight of it all, to be fair. Everything else was
Is that your best live action?
I don't have a best... You know what? Okay, I don't actually have a best live action, but
You don't?
I don't, because I generally none
You
of
don't
them.
have to like it, like fully, but it's your best live action.
Do you know what was my best live action before I rewatched Dragon Ball?
Oh, okay.
Or before I because let's put it like this: Dragon Ball Evolution dropped in like maybe 2011, something like that.
Okay, I didn't watch it. Go on.
Okay, but Dragon Ball Evolution dropped somewhere around then. At that point, I hadn't watched the whole of Dragon Ball. I had only, as a kid, you see it comes up on TV. Sometimes you get it here and there. Some parts you follow a bit more diligent than others, but I've never, I didn't have from beginning of Dragon Ball, all of Dragon Ball, all of Z, all of GT, I hadn't had that yet. So when I watched Dragon Ball Evolution the first time, I could somewhat enjoy it. Like, it was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. I was just like, oh, it's nice. When I revamped my knowledge on Dragon Ball and watched everything in its entirety and then went back to it a couple years ago,
Yeah.
hot trash.
Hot trash.
Hot trash. I feel like you need a happy medium of like some knowledge that's like in the middle, meh, in order to enjoy these. Because it's like, ooh, I know this character, but I don't then have this idea that's like you're not matching up to whatsoever, and the story's completely off, and
I think the
all like that.
expectancy.
You
need to have a certain type of expectation level when it comes to the live action. It's like when people read the manga and then expect the manga to match up, the anime to match up with the manga. That's not always going to be the case, is it?
No.
So I think it's just the same thing with the live action. You just need to have an expectancy rate that is way lower.
But they try to Hollywood the story a little bit too much. Like, they try to change certain things to kind of get that movie aspect out of it.
I mean,
Kinda
that's
like,
the whole point of it. You do need to slightly, to an extent, do that.
Yeah, but you see, I think anime fans are even worse than comic fans. I think comic fans always shout for accuracy when it comes to any of the movies. That'll be what they're always shouting for. They're always checking for.
Anime fans do what?
I think anime fans are even worse in terms of how much they desire accuracy. I think
it's
anime
a
fans
bit-
want even more from these companies in terms of producing these live actions. It's like, if you're not going to do it right, then just don't touch it at all, sort of situation. When you watch Dragon Ball Evolution, and maybe you should go and watch it if you get a chance this weekend, you will understand what it is that I'm on about. Do you plan on watching it, or can I talk more about it?
No, I plan on watching it.
Alright.
I plan on doing some catch up. I feel like there's a lot of anime at the moment that I actually need to catch up with and watch. And then also, like, going back to the whole live action, for me personally, I think my favorites will always remain with The Boys Over Flowers. I've mentioned this before, but I like The Boys Over Flowers live actions because there's more than one. There's quite a few. There's a Chinese one, there's a Korean one, there's a Japanese one, and I think there's one from Thailand.
Did you say?
No, I think Taiwan. I don't remember, one of the two.
Question: Did you say you watched Ranma when you were younger?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a live action for it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
See,
clocked
now
it
I have
somewhere
something
today.
else to watch again. Wanna go? So yeah, definitely. But I feel like that those ones are easier to like watch the live action for because it doesn't have a supernatural element to it. So it's actually easier to have it as a live action. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that's my recommendation. I mean, my recommendation.
Rah, she's trying to leave. She's trying to get out of here quick.
I cannot even believe that's what I said.
Rah.
I literally skipped.
That's it. Fast forward.
My bad. My bad. That's not what I meant. Not recommendation, but those are like my favorites. My favorites. Yeah. Like when it comes to live action, I would say. But to be fair, again, I don't think I haven't watched that many to even give so much of a massive opinion on it. But I also tend to stay away from it, to be fair. I'm not looking for it. I'm really not. Yes, Marvel, DC, do your thing, but when it comes to anime, I want to watch animes.
I feel like we should experiment with live action. Should we try watching live actions that we've never watched the anime for and see if we can appreciate them better because we don't have the knowledge?
You come with the suggestion list and then I would do that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I reckon that'll be a good show. But
yeah, but going back to the One Piece live action, I cannot picture that.
Yeah, it'll be tricky. I think
Can you imagine?
Gomu.
Yes, that's exactly what I had in my mind. Is the Gomu, like, it's the, whatever you call it, move. I can't even, you know, I'm just showing my slippers.
I'm done.
on this video podcast.
It's so fun and games till you pull a muscle doing all of that business there.
So I'm not old, so I wouldn't pull a muscle. How about it?
You ain't got to be able to pull a muscle. I can pull a muscle.
But I mean, like, I'm still flexible. Like, I'm okay. But going back before you continue with your insults again, I can't even picture it. Like, it's so weird. And I'm trying to think, where would they focus the story on as well? Do you know what I mean? Because it has a lot of arcs as of, obviously, as of today, it has a lot of arcs. So in what way, from what angle are they going to come in with the movie? Because it's a movie, right? It's
no, series.
Oh, it's a series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why. Oh, no, movie would be too difficult.
It would be too difficult.
What can you really do?
I don't know. But, okay, I hope the series, though, that the fights just are not as long as the anime.
Nah, they wouldn't be.
I really hope. If anyone has watched the One Piece series, you know what I'm talking about. One Piece episodes, like, one fight can last a good who knows how many episodes, and it, like, it's so long. That's one of the things I hate in anime, is fights for 100 episodes. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Dragon Ball did that whole dragon thing as well. I hate it. That's the reason why I slightly admired God of High School, because
that man got to action quick.
Yeah,
let's throw hands and let's finish it now.
And then the next episode, like, I like that now. Like, I'm one of those people that watch everything on the speed.
It's the most irritating thing I've ever seen anyone do.
My
in
playback
my life.
speed is like 1.52.
Like, all you like, it's like, yo, like, have the patience, enjoy the moment.
It's too, like, I feel like some people talk really, I mean, I feel like I talk slow, but some people out there be talking real slow just to make a point. And I'm just like, let's just get to it.
But don't you feel like it takes from the moment slightly? Okay,
so the only thing I don't like is that the background music changes. So the tempo of the song will go, if it was like, la, 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 it will go, la, 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 la. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it literally changes the tempo of the song. So sometimes, because I do like the background songs of some of the movies and TV dramas that I'll be watching and whatever, so I have to, like, kind of scale it back sometimes. But now, even with YouTube, with YouTubers, some of the YouTubers I actually do like to watch, more times than not, is the background music that I like. So I can't really do it, but sometimes I want to do it. So when it comes to the part where they're talking, times 2.
You've got the attention. Yeah, it is.
I do.
You're a millennial with the attention span of a Gen Z.
Okay, I don't know if to compare me to a Gen Z, and I don't know what that means, but I know my attention span is poor. I know that for a fact. Like, sometimes you be talking to me, and I don't think you realize, but my attention span has gone somewhere. Like, my attention has left the building, and I don't even do it on purpose. It's not even to say that what you're saying, I'm not even finding it interesting. It's just the way my brain functions. I don't like it either.
And now you're doing a podcast that's an hour plus. With the expectancy of attention span. Ain't it just funny?
I think I've tried. I think in this podcast, I've actually really tried to be more attentive.
No. It's not about you. It's the fact that we have the expectation of other people listening and watching to have attention span for an hour plus and be locked in.
For me to do a podcast is because I also enjoy listening to podcasts in the first place.
Do you speed up your podcast?
No, I don't. I actually listen. No, I don't speed up because podcasts, I'm in the zone. Like I there's something about a good podcast when you're listening to it and you're enjoying the rhythm of the conversation. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different. Plus, also, I feel like with podcasts, because it's not more so about what the people look like or what they're trying to show you visually, the concentration is more on what the conversation itself. Do you know what I mean? So it's different. Podcast is so different. I wouldn't speed up a podcast. Yeah. Anything interesting on your phone?
First thing, notification just came up. I'm sure my dad will be happy about this if he's watching. AC Milan just beat Napoli, Champions League.
Oh, okay.
So,
love me some AC Milan.
My dad's an AC Milan fan, so yeah, that's nice for him. But no, I just wanted to quickly get your opinion on something actually.
What's that?
So Akira Toriyama, the guy who created Dragon Ball, he was getting backlash recently on Twitter because everyone's just looking for a reason to cancel somebody for his representation of black people within his animes, but then also underrepresentation of black people in his anime. Which...
Wait, I don't get it. The overrepresentation?
No. The representation that exists within it. So the black people that have appeared in Dragon Ball...
Oh, okay. They have?
Yeah, very rarely. They're just kind of scattered here, there, and everywhere sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, I only remember like one or two off the top of my head I can think of.
And what was wrong with them?
Main huh?
What was wrong with them?
There was one that he drew during like the King Piccolo arc, sorry, not the thing, but King Piccolo arc, where I think Donnie is just literally he's some black guy, I'm guessing, watching the tournament from God knows what country. He's watching it on his TV while sat on a tree with a cloth tied around him and very big lips.
Okay.
Because,
No, I get that.
Yeah. That was one that people had pointed out. What else did they point out? I mean, it was more than just the representation. It was also the underrepresentation. That was the part that threw me off the most. The representation, I guess it's up to you if you choose to be offended by it, personally. If you want to be offended, cool. My thing is, I won't lie to you. I'm going to give the leeway of your Dragon Ball came out in 19 what? I won't even... Is it 1990 or before that?
I think before that.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. I'm not expecting 1990 Japan to be very forward-thinking and like... I'm giving the context of the time. And within the context of the time, that may not have necessarily been so wild or whatever. Like, it's one of those it is what it is situations. I think that their access to cultures outside of the world, like outside of Japan, like America, UK, all of that, wasn't as much as it is now. And I think with the exposure now, I can understand somebody being like, that's wild if you make that an anime now. But...
Okay, so I'm gonna say something here. Personally, I think when it comes to the representation, I can't speak on it in Dragon Ball because I can't even recall this character that you're talking about.
I still think it's bullshit. It's nonsense though, because I look at it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I can't give my opinion because I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say anything on that. But when it comes to the underrepresentation, I think it's a bit weird to require that because it is all based in Japan, and the amount of like black people, obviously there's quite a few now that have moved there, but it's still not as much. The the ratio of foreigners to Japan to Japanese people in Japan, it doesn't even match or doesn't even compare to. And you know, like you're talking about, you're comparing them to countries such as, you know, the United States or even here in the UK. But it kind of makes sense because there's been a whole history behind it. But to require or to request a representation within Japanese anime, I think like it's a bit off. I feel like, yes, they might do some, as now there's, like you said, the globalization isn't like there's globalization in place. Yeah. I feel like now it's more likely where you would find more black characters within the anime, but it's not in my...
I don't even think it's necessary.
I don't even have that expectation.
I don't think we should. I think it's just is people having way too many opinions where they don't need to. And there's a quote from Toriyama where he essentially says, "It is a Japanese franchise made by Japanese people for Japanese people. It's not your show, it's ours." And I think that's a completely fair statement.
Okay, for Japanese people, so you don't want anybody else to be watching this?
When he made Dragon Ball, he wasn't thinking how the guy in America is going to receive it. He's now not going to change the world of Dragon Ball because it's become a global thing. We've chosen to buy into the culture and enjoy it. Yeah. I don't think it's their responsibility to fulfill that.
I think saying for Japanese people, you're excluding people that actually, you know, they buy into it. Do you know what I mean? So for you to exclude the people that actually buy into it, I think it's a bit off, in my opinion.
I'll give you an example. People watch the Boondocks, right? I think multiple... Yeah. Boondock isn't watched by just one race. I think it's fair to say that the Boondocks is made for black people to an extent.
I think it's for everyone to enjoy. Why is it for a specific
everyone to enjoy, but
I think it's for everybody.
No, it's everyone to enjoy, but you're catering to an audience.
It is about.
So if it is about, it is for.
I think it's about doesn't necessarily need to be for. That's how I would take it. I think, yes, it can be like I get it. It's about Japanese people, that's for sure. But to say for, you're kind of excluding the rest of your fans, people that have supported you all along as well.
When they're thinking about what's entertaining, what's captivating, what people are going to enjoy, they're not thinking with me in mind.
I feel like...
And I think that's fair enough.
I feel like you don't have to cater to me by representation. Just cater to me with the sort of, you know, the expectancy when it comes to anime and the troops and whatever, like those kind of things, yes. But I don't need a representation. I'm not requesting a representation. That's not my argument here. My argument is just for like him saying for.
The word for really bothers you.
Yeah, because then you're saying that it's not for everybody else. So then why are the people supporting you? Do you know what I mean? Why are we supporting you? Why are we here? Why are we talking about you?
Because we enjoy it.
But my thing is, it's just the use of the word for. That's all. Going back to the comment that you just read by, I can't remember his name now.
Akira Toriyama.
Like, I think my thing is the for. That's all. Because I feel like, obviously, now that, you know, anime has expanded worldwide and a lot of people watch it, a lot of people are into it. To just say for, I think that was just... I don't think he should have used that word. I think he definitely should have said it's about Japanese people, which it is, and it's about Japan. So realistically, he should keep it within that remit. And I don't see the need for the representation to that extent. Like, I really don't. So I wouldn't even argue. I mean, I don't have the same arguments everyone has when it comes to this. However,
the representation is stupid. Let's not even talk about representation part of it, because I think that's dumb personally.
I don't think it's a requirement personally, but I just would not say for. And that's, again, because you're kind of stripping away everyone that's into it, and it's kind of telling me, well, I'm not supposed to watch it. That's what it makes me feel like. I'm now not supposed to watch it because it's not for me. Do you know what I mean?
Is your issue that he said it out loud, or is your issue genuinely that it is for Japanese people?
No, it's not that it is. It's the fact that he said it is, and that means that it is not.
Okay, so saying it out loud is the issue.
If the owner of the product or the service or whatever is like whatever it says that it is for, then that makes it more defined. As in, that is a more definitive that it's not for somebody else.
So if it was like, would you rather it have been like an unsaid truth? That's like, we all kind of low-key know it's for Japanese people, but we ain't saying it out loud.
So you're saying that all anime is meant to be solely for Japanese people to watch and not for everyone else?
I think
because if that was the case, then he shouldn't have sold copyrights to American television, British television, whatever country.
Why is the man gonna stop his bag because you decided to pick up on it?
But why put it out there if it's not for them? Because he said he's not for them. That's the argument.
He didn't put it out first. We reached for it. We, the Western world, decided we're into Japanese culture, we're into anime, we're into all these things and we said, let's go and buy into what they're doing. Bear in mind that Dragon
Ball has been in our TVs in the Western world from a very long time. Yeah. So therefore, he sold the copyright, or however it works, to whichever network it was in Italy, in America, in the UK. Yeah. For us to be able to watch these shows. If it was not meant for us, then he wouldn't have sold the copyrights.
He sold them. He didn't offer them. You ain't gonna go out offering something that's not necessarily designed for other people. But if somebody offers you and gives you a number and it's a number you like,
the argument is
you're gonna give it out.
Personally, I think the argument is invalid. Like I said, I wouldn't say that. I would not say it.
I think
and it's not even about it being truth, because it's not about being truth, because it's like me doing. It's like, for example, if I had a bag that I made with maybe kente material or any African material, and it's like it's a black cultural bag kind of thing, yeah. And I'm selling this product to people, yeah. And then I said, oh, it's for African people, or it's for black people, yeah. Am I not necessary? Then that means what? Then what? People of like white people can't buy the bag?
Not that you can't buy it, but we're not gonna ignore the reality of who we're targeting, who our audience is. It's like if I start a company where I sell durags or I sell bonnets, am I going to deny the fact that I've made this for black people, for black women, for black men, or like Boondocks, for instance? As much as the Boondocks is found entertaining by any and everybody, like anybody's watched the Boondocks. My managers watched the Boondocks. It's about
black people for everyone to watch. I believe the target audience. When you say target audience, is different. Your target audience may specifically be when you start off, be a certain race, a certain age group, and a certain. Fine, I get that.
Isn't your target audience who it's for though?
Listen, but I'm talking about. Now it's kind of just, I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit off. Personally, I think it's off. For you to say for.
I think you're hurt by the words more than anything, and you don't want to face it.
It's not about being hurt. It's just, I don't think it's the right use of words. I think saying about, which is correct, it is about Japanese people. But to say for, I just feel like you're kind of ostracizing everyone else that does watch it.
I think.
And it has enjoyed it so far.
I think in society where we're always talking about people being culture vultures and taking from cultures, and
I hate people like that. I think
picking things here or there that aren't necessarily akin to you and your people.
I think that's so wrong. I think everyone should be able to enjoy everyone's culture.
Everyone can enjoy everyone's culture, but we're not going to deny the fact that certain things are derived from certain cultures.
Yes. Just to say solely for, I feel like you're taking away globalization. To just say for specifically, I feel like there's certain things that everyone can really enjoy, and it's honestly up to you. But the whole point of globalization is for us to be able to share quite a lot, even when it comes to cuisine, when it comes to the sort of entertainment that we're into. Like, it differs. I'm a black African born in Europe, and then And so what that means, I can listen to like reggaeton or like bachata music. I love that. I love listening to like Latin American music. That doesn't take away.
But when he's making, when reggaeton artists are making the music, do you not think a part of them goes to themselves? What do the people enjoy? My people enjoy, the people that understand my language, the people that share the same experiences with me, people that are relating to this. Does it not go across their mind that, yo, it's for them? I would love it to be globally enjoyed. I'd love it for other people to buy into it and take into it, but I'm not going to veer away from what it is that I'm doing for the people that I'm pleasing.
I feel like it's about the people that will enjoy it the most, realistically. It's about the people that will enjoy it the most. But I feel like when people bring out a product in today's age or an entertainment piece, the main scope is for people to enjoy it worldwide. You know, when people look at their YouTube numbers as to where in the world are watching your videos, as much as maybe your entertainment piece might be more solely based in the UK or whatever, more times than not, you're hoping that people from the States or people from wherever part of the world are also watching and enjoying it. And you're not going to not want those numbers. You want to have those numbers. You're actually much in a better place if you have a worldwide audience than just a small, just a specific group audience. Do you understand? I just think it's just being careful with your words. That's all. That's all I took from that message. But like I said, the representation for me. But that's it.
I think the representation plays into the people it's for, but fair enough. I just think personally that, you know, it's the same thing with, like, for instance, an Italian restaurant here is an Italian. We refer to it as an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. So what? The Italian restaurant is just for Italians?
No,
so
it's not just for Italians, but you can.
Everyone else should not go to this Italian restaurant.
Now, if I'd landed, you'd have understood my point.
Okay, land down.
You know, but it's okay since you've taken the landing strip away from me.
No, land.
My point being is, Italian restaurants are here, yeah. Are they just for Italian people? No, but you can tell it's been put out the way it has, and it's labeled the way it is because it is for open consumption. If it wasn't an Italian restaurant, like when it's in Italy, it's not referred to as an Italian restaurant. It's just a restaurant. That's all it is. I personally don't feel there's anything wrong with the use of the phrase for people, as in for a certain group of people. I don't have anything wrong with it. For me personally, I think it's an issue.
When you've put it out there you've put it out there worldwide, I think you should know your audience now, because his audience is not the same as what it was before. And for you to have put this and mainstream it and make it mainstream, for Dragon Ball to be so mainstream now, is because you want everyone to access it. So that means you now know what your target audience is today. His target audience when he first started it was that, but then today, looking at it, especially after he's made sure that it's
still Japanese people.
No, of course, I'm not saying that. You're not understanding the difference between about and for. I'm not talking about what it's about. I know it's about Japanese people.
No.
It's about
I know
Japanese
it's about,
culture.
but I'm still saying it's still for Japanese people. Even when Dragon Ball Heroes is released, Dragon Ball Heroes is based on a game that's being released in Japan. It's based for them. Now, are we going to get dubs? Are we going to get subs so that we can partake in their culture and we can enjoy it? Yes. But it is still for them. But it doesn't take away from my personal enjoyment.
Okay.
You know, I'm still going to watch Dragon Ball later. Well, I don't know, I'm not later. But I'm going to watch Dragon Ball again at some point. And it doesn't deter me. And I think if it deters you, then personally, I think you're soft. But hey, that's just me. I
don't think you can get deterred if you enjoyed it primarily. But I just feel like as an owner of a franchise, or I don't even know how this works, but I don't know what he owns and what he doesn't own. But as somebody that has created this and is now worldwide, I think you should, like, I'm not. I didn't even. I'm not saying represent. I didn't say represent because I think it should remain as it is. I'm just saying that you should recognize who is watching it and who's enjoying it and who takes time to actually, you know what I mean. And luckily for, what's his name?
Akira Toriyama. Akira
Toriyama. You know, a lot of people all over the world really enjoy his work. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying that is this.
He knows where he's getting his bread buttered. Most of his sales whatsoever is still probably all coming out from Japan, anyways. But that's neither here nor there.
Fine. I'm tired of making the point, but fine.
We didn't manage to. I was gonna make a little pun, but I'm gonna do it. Actually, I'll stop it. I was gonna say we didn't manage to meet in the middle on this one.
No, we cannot, because it's very hard to meet in the middle with someone that does not want to understand the other person's point of view.
That's exactly how I feel about you.
Anyways, let's go to the recommendations of the week. Okay, I'm going to start with mine because I feel like I want to start with mine. And my recommendation for this week, it's an anime, guys. You can find it on Crunchyroll, and it's called Real Life. So I can't tell you when it came out, but it came out quite a while ago. But I really enjoyed it. It is a slice of life, and it is practically what I think most of us wish we could do. And it's when you hear that whole go back in time so you can maybe redo certain things, but not necessarily in your own timeline, to be fair. It has a bit of that. It's very interesting. It's a good, interesting anime, and it's in I'll say somewhat comical, but it has like some drama in it as well. But I really enjoyed it, and the reason why it kind of came to me to recommend it. It was mainly because I'm reading the manga at the moment, so I thought, why not share it with you guys? What about you?
Ooh, I mean, I don't know if you've recommended this already, but this is not necessarily, might not be for the biggest of anime heads, but I think this is more for the people who don't watch as much anime, haven't watched anime whatsoever, and you're looking for something to kind of get into. And funny enough, we actually recommended this on the weekend to somebody when they were asking along those sort of lines about what animes to start off with. But I want to recommend Kakegurui.
Oh, the gambling one.
Yeah.
That's what I call it, the gambling one. Kakegurui.
Yeah.
That's a good anime.
I think it's a good anime. It's also a good length. I don't think it makes sense to throw a newbie into the whole world of 500 episodes, 400 episode type stuff. Like, one, it's too daunting, the commitment when they look at it, and then three, just take time, man, ease them into it. I think Kakegurui has the right length of episode, and I think is interesting enough continuously to where you're not getting a bunch of filler or things that don't feel like they go along with the story just for the sake of each episode is something new. It's not like when you watch, I don't know, let's just say King of Filler. I think Naruto is the king of filler, but it's not like that where you're gonna watch something and the next 20-30 episodes useless. You ain't gonna have that sort of experience.
I think Boruto took the title, to be fair.
Yeah, you're right. But it's part of Naruto. It's all the same thing because it's all Kishimoto, man. Them man don't behave correctly. They just filler. But yeah, Kakegurui, that'll be my recommendation, man.
The animation fun, is also really
gambling.
Nice.
Yeah, the animation is great. There's a lot of detail in some of those moments where
it's the close-ups for me.
It's the close-up, and they exaggerate a lot of. Let's play. I don't know the mind of a gambler because I'm not a big gambler like that. I dabble in the arts here or there. I really hope Pastor doesn't see this. I dabble in the arts here or there, bets, wherever. But I think I've never delved into the mindset of a gambler and what's going through their mind and whatever the rush is. You kind of see the rush and excitement. Like, you watch an episode and think, I might just go to the casino. You will actually feel like, you know, I might just go casino.
If you want to go to the casino, but I feel like because it's not based in adult world, is more so in high school.
But it's with real money though.
I think it is with real money, but I think more so it gives you good ideas for a games night. That's what I think. It gives you really good ideas for a games night and what you want to be doing with that. I enjoy that. Also, it has like, I think it kind of like talks about social class and stuff like that. It has a lot of a background, a lot of like different.
It's got some different layers onto it.
Yeah, so it's really enjoyable actually, and I think they're on. I don't know how many seasons they got out. I think two seasons.
I don't believe there's a third.
I think there's a third one somewhere. I can't remember.
I don't know. If there is, I haven't seen it yet.
If you want to watch it, it's on Netflix. So the Real Life, if you want to watch Real Life, it's on Crunchyroll. But if you wanted to watch Kakegurui, I would advise to go on Netflix. So.
But yeah, that's my recommendation. And that is also another episode wrapped up.
Yes.
You know, episode 6, not 5, like I made the mistake earlier on.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Please do make sure to follow us on all our social media, and that would be, you know, Meet in the Middle Pod on Instagram. TikTok is Meet in the Middle. You already said Instagram, didn't you? Yes, I did.
Come catch us on YouTube, which is also Meet in the Middle podcast.
It's just Meet in the Middle.
Everything's gonna be me in the middle, but just find us on everything. Like, don't be out here just being like, oh, I follow them on TikTok, oh, I follow them on, you know, YouTube. Follow me on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
also, guys, for any audio listeners that might want to, like, for people that really enjoy listening as more than actually watching the video podcast, we are on audio. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, TuneIn. So please do try and come onto there, and then also give us your ratings, so then, you know, people can find us even more easily. You know what I'm saying?
Tell a friend of a friend. You know, even if you're that person who doesn't like anime but you find it entertaining, you've probably got a friend low-key that likes anime but's never been able to tell you because he thinks you won't like it. Go talk to them, bring him in, and just let him know we're lit people.
Very lit.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I am.
She's old, it was fine. Anyways, we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.